Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the transatlantic number Sf Dl3236-AL. This is a dead latch body, and let's take a closer look at it. It's a dead latch body. I've got it here. Going to be an 1.1 back set. Completely reversible. It would be really easy to reverse this. You're going to loosen this screw. You're going to loosen this screw. I don't recall if there are just 2 springs in here or if there are 4. There may be, I'm only seeing 2, but there may be 4. Anyway, you'll pull that out and you're going to literally slide the bolt out, flip it over, and put it back in. So it's a real easy walk in the park. Dead latch. It's a dead latch. Okay, completely reversible. This lock is used in narrow style situations. 1.1 back set. That is the dimension from the edge of the door to the center of the hole. And what you can see there is we don't have quite the edge of the door calculated because we don't have the faceplate attached. But when we get into adding the proper faceplate, that's where you're going to see that 1.1. Okay. Back sets on replacement lock bodies are mandatory to know. I'm not aware of any that have adjustable back sets. Kaba Ilko has some very interesting stuff that they've done with a couple of units, but I don't think variable back sets on aluminum storefront is within that range. Okay. Now, let's go over some dimensional properties. I've been told by someone that this did not match up to Adams Wright's standard height, but I find that hard to believe. And when I look at the dimensions of this, 0.6, 6 3/4 basically. Again, we're just to the body, but 6 13/16. I'm going to say that that's pretty accurate. Overall width, 1 inch. Again, that 1.1 of an inch back set. This is going to include the aluminum finish flat style faceplate. So be mindful that you're going to get a flat faceplate. If you have a beveled edge door or a radiused edge door, that faceplate would not be what you'd be looking to use. This is used for units, mortise cylinders on one side or both sides, lever handles, push, pull paddles as well. Multifunction latch made for use all models and brands of trimline aluminum doors and other narrow style commercial doors. This is the latch you need when converting from an unlatched to latched door and can include the use of automatic electronic strike release. You can certainly use this with an electric strike, absolutely. I want to make sure that the deadlocking tab doesn't fall into the keeper. That needs to be retracted when it's in use, or when it's properly locked. A variety of additional information down below. Operation, turning key in the cylinder, operating the inside lever or push paddle will retract that. And that's really done by whatever you're sticking into here, and it's going to pull that body back. This function will also give you a hold back. When you turn the key to retract the latch, that will work, and my fingers basically acting as a cam. But when you turn the key in the other direction, it'll force these 2 little forks down and capture the latch. I don't think I can. I can pinch it down with my finger, and you can see right here how I'm holding back the latch. Obviously, your favorite coffee shop is going to have that function. Manager comes in, latch retraction, pulls the latch back, does the latch retraction and holds that retracted for the day of business until they reverse that. That's the hold open portion. They say that this latch is interchangeable without any door style modifications. Okay, obviously going to be available in an aluminum finish, a dark bronze finish as well. They're including with this a strike. Going to have a mounting plate. Okay. So you'll make your preparation in the frame. You'll countersink your holes, and you're going to attach that right to the frame here and here. this will be held down captive. Then, of course, your strike will come. You'll finish that installation off, just like that. That strike size, 2 5/8. Overall width now, about 1 7/8, but the center line of the screw holes to the edge of the lip is about 1 5/16. You will also get a couple of machine screws to hold the lock body into the style. They're planning on you obviously drilling and tapping into the inner style of that unit. Then your small screws for attaching the faceplate down to the lock body itself. Nice clear anodized aluminum finish on that. There's a link below this video to a document called Instructions, which is really not instructions for this unit at all. It's an old product catalog from Transatlantic, but that narrow style dead latch is seen in there along with the accessory hardware. I've researched the manufacturer's website. There are no installation instructions for this at all. So be mindful of that. The people buying these from us, they don't need installation instructions, but every so often someone says, where are the installation instructions? And that's a valid question. I don't know why something's not been authored for that. Seems like a very robust piece of equipment. Weighs about 1.25 pounds, it does, at least with its accessory hardware, its strike and whatnot. If you're replacing, a unit that's failed, that's why people are buying these. If you're doing a new installation and you happen to have experience with Transatlantic or Global or their current sister company or mother company, Imperial Hardware, you might be familiar and comfortable with those names and stick with them. They do have the 31/32 version of this lock as well, and that part number is dramatic pause. That part number is, it's not 3236, it's 3231. That makes sense. I would have called it a 3132, but the DL3231 is 31/32. The DL3236 is 1 1/8. And those are the two styles that they have in these latch bodies. Of course, other hardware that they're going to have: deadbolts, mortise cylinders themselves, the levers, the push-pull paddles, the hook bolts, the cylinder guards, etc. Cam plugs, the whole 9 yards. It's a copy of the Adams Right line is the bottom line. Okay. My family's been selling Transatlantic literally since the 1970s, and it is a name that I'm quite familiar with because of those years of simply selling the product. I personally would not hesitate to use the the storefront hardware. However, my experience with Transatlantic goes with primarily their door closers and their exit devices. Lock sets too, but those aren't nearly as popular for me. I'm not as partial to the locks. But when it comes to exit devices and door closers, especially exit devices, dollar for dollar, it's the best imported exit device out there, according to me. Of the thousands of ED501 exit devices I must have sold, I had one fail. I had a client call me on a Saturday. I happen to live about a mile away from the job site. And I know the guy, a restaurant that we would go to on Sundays, that sort of thing. I need an exit device, so I took it over to him. It was on the way home. Calls me the next morning giving me the whole razzmatazz. This is no good. Get this garbage out of here. A whole 9 yards. And what happened? I says, I'll come over and take a look at it. I go over there. Turns out the welder had welded it to the unit in 1800 degree Fahrenheit of weld, melted a spring, and when I pointed it out to the guy, he was falling over himself to be apologetic because he was in a bad situation in terms of inspection, had to open, wasn't code compliant. Anyway, I says, you're going to cut all this off. You're going to screw it on properly. Don't weld it again. And new exit device. That's the only way you can do it. I don't have any of these springs. So that was the one time I had one fail. Anyway, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Transatlantic products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the transatlantic Sf Dl3236-AL, or whatever TH1103 part number they're calling it nowadays, or any other transatlantic, global, or imperial piece of equipment, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.